Okay, so now that we have the hair done, well, let's say we're done for now. There's probably going to be a lot of fine tuning that we'll do as we get into like rendering this. But the overall shape is where I want it to be. Their overall look is more or less where I want it to be. I might pull out some things to make them a little bit more dynamic, but for now, we'll call it okay. I'm sure there's a lot of fine tuning that I'm going to have to do to this. Anyways, so what we want to do is kind of get this pink ombre effect into the hair. Um, and so the first thing I want to do, I actually want to give this hair a different material. And it's something that I kind of have modified, and I'll just show you how to do that. So if you select your hair 2, this is one of the defaults from Pixelogic in ZBrush. Start off with the hair 2, then go to your material menu up at the top here, and just dock that to the side. Open up modifiers, and we're just going to change a couple of these settings to get this looking the way we want. So I'm going to turn the ambient up to maybe like 30. Just so it has a softer look to it. I might turn that down just a little bit. And then I'm going to turn the metallicity up as well. Not that it really does too much, but it does actually like help the deeper colors look deep, the lighter colors look light. And then I think we're good on the rest of the stuff. And this is just to help us get an idea for what the hair will actually look like. This has just got a good kind of balance to things. So, you know, we're seeing that you kind of see through the head right there. So these are things that we'll fix. But for now, we want to start figuring out what the problems are overall. And then we can kind of fix them, you know, to overtake from there. So once we're good with this, let's do an M fill. So fill this. And then I can go back to my skin shade 4. Oh, whoops. Hair 2, fill object. Solo mode, making sure. Oh, it has a texture on. So let's bake this. This is why it's not working. So go to your texture map, and then I'm going to do fill. Or maybe I want to go to poly paint first. Paint from texture. So this will actually paint the texture onto this that we have. I guess it's just going to do that one. And then I want to take this, and now I can change the material. Go to my hair material, do a fill object. So now if I change that, it's not going to change. Good. And because we don't really want brown hair, we want more of this one. Let's do just an overall fill with this to make her blonde first, and then we'll kind of paint back. So we want kind of a dirty blonde to platinum blonde to pink. So the dirty blonde will be where the roots are. The platinum blonde will be where like the highlights are, and then the platinum blonde will be kind of everywhere else, and then the pink will be at the tips. I'm trying to get like a very almost desaturated gray look for the blonde, for where the roots are. A little bit too desaturated. Okay. And then I'm going to just use my airbrush, and I'm going to bring back this platinum blonde look. possibly. Oh, I know what's happening. I keep forgetting to make sure you turn off your samples or your projection. That will paint in there a lot better now. So I'm just going to go in and start bringing in this platinum blonde. It's just an overall color to these. Trying to stay away from like the actual root of things. So it just has a little bit of layer to it. Here we go. It's just slightly more platinum-y. Especially just on the top areas. Anyways, now we've got a good base color. You know, still have some of these roots as brown, which is fine. And now I can do my first pass of the pink. I'm just gonna color pick this because I like the pink that it is, and maybe just modify it, making sure it's not super desaturated or anything. And with a smaller spray, I'm just gonna start going up. I'm actually gonna turn on mask by polygroups, so this will give a lot more variation to kind of the strands, not all being the same. Not being the same distance that they're going up the hair. They'll kind of vary just slightly. And maybe I'll go slightly more red towards the tips. And I'm just trying to be like fairly loose, not really have a firm plan, but just kind of hope some happy accidents happen, and they kind of just help me with the rest of the character, like helping me find where I want things to go. And then what I've been doing with like this hard SK brush, I'll paint in some like streaks, some big, maybe like, oops, that's a little too harsh. Focal shift down. And though it looks kind of weird here, rendering it actually looks really nice. Turn the RGB down intensity so it's not so apparent. And I just go over maybe where some highlights might be. Even further down. And start bringing some of that streaking into the pink part, which will just kind of break things up. You know, right now I'm just kind of doing some visual matching to see like how things are. Kind of something that I'm noticing right now is that the way hair will catch highlights and kind of is on how smooth it is. And this front part, this front comb part is just not super smooth, so I might just try to comb it out a little bit. I mean, overall the hair turned out really smooth, which is nice, and you know, takes a long time, so hopefully like it'll look decent when it's all rendered and put together. There's still a lot of problems with the hair, like, and it's kind of like, well, this would be better in just a different application, but we're trying to do everything in ZBrush. So, and then you know the last thing I do once I kind of have the hair in place is I'll do a test renders to make sure that like the material's looking okay, or the color's looking okay, and that everything's kind of working out together all right. So that's what I do. That's how I color the hair and kind of finish. Well, for now, finish the hair. I'm gonna just give the hair just a little bit more shapes, so it's, you know, all kind of saying the same thing. And I have it right now, kind of this A-line, kind of asymmetrical. But I wonder if I just want to keep it the same, because it's not extreme enough to look super cool, and it almost looks like a mistake, so I just push it back. You want, you know, every decision you make, you want it to be very intentional, so nobody gets confused pretty much. Just little tweaks here and there to fix the overall shape. So that we'll call this good for the hair for now, and then let's go ahead and move on to the eyelashes and eyebrows.